Hello, this is Lacquerography, and this is my wish list for July 2026 Polish Pickup. The theme this month, as it is every July, is Rewind. So what that means is that makers are able to bring back popular polishes from the past to offer for one additional weekend of sale, which this year is from July 3rd to the 6th, 2026. I've already gone ahead and made a preliminary first impressions wish list, and right now I have 15 items that are catching my eye. Let's dive right in and take a look at the 15 items that have made my preliminary wish list. The first item on my wish list is by Arcana Lacquer, and this one is called the Firemind. The Firemind is inspired by an ancient dragon, Niv Mizzet, from Magic: The Gathering. This polish features a dark blue base, twinkling blue to purple shimmer, and deep red magnetic pigment. There is a cap on this item of 250. What that means is that in this case, this maker, Arcana Lacquer, can create 250 of these items, and then after that, this is considered sold out. This is a polish that I can recall coming out rather recently, and I missed out on it at the time. If I recall correctly, I think this one sold out before I could purchase it. I do run the risk this time of having that happen again with quite a low availability cap this month of 250. What I'm loving so much about this gorgeous magnetic polish is these moody, interesting, fall, winter, cozy sort of vibes. It's a little bit rebellious as well. I'm loving this combination of the blues and the reds and everything in between. For me, it's haunting, it's mysterious, and it has such a lovely magnetic effect. In these swatch photos, we're seeing quite a few different magnetic effects. I'm seeing here on this swatcher's middle and ring finger, the cat eye style. It looks to my eye that what we're seeing on this swatcher's index finger is the velvet effect. And then, of course, here we're seeing something that's quite different again, kind of a cross or an X effect. No matter what's happening in terms of the magnetic effect, this polish is really striking. I regret missing out on it the very first time. I am really thrilled that I get the chance to purchase this one again. Hopefully this time I won't miss out. This one is a very strong contender on my wish list this month. I would love to add this to my collection. This beautiful deep magnetic polish is by Arcana Lacquer, the Firemind. This next polish up is an indie polish classic. This one is by Bee's Knees Lacquer, and this one is called A Lion with a Thorn in Its Paw, and this one is the 3.0 edition. Reading the description, it says, "We picked Songbird from the BioShock games as inspiration. This is a cornflower blue with an orange to gold to green shimmer and hollow flakes. We followed the original formula, but since this is not the first time this has come back, we decided to give this a 3.0 label, as there could be variation from the original color." Luckily, there is no availability cap for this one. So what that means is that this maker, Bee's Knees Lacquer, can create as many bottles of this polish as are needed to fulfill all orders this month. That is huge because this polish is iconic. Bee's Knees Lacquer originally released A Lion with a Thorn in Its Paw before I realized that polish pickup was a thing. In the early days of me diving into the indie polish world, this polish was the first one that I kept hearing about that had icon status. I was lucky enough to get all kinds of sibling and cousin polishes through Bee's Knees Lacquer over the years, and when Bee's Knees Lacquer shut down for a little while and had a significant hiatus and full rebrand, I was lucky enough just at that shop closing to acquire through a mystery purchase an original bottle of A Lion with a Thorn in Its Paw. It's one of those polishes that I was always almost nervous to wear because I was afraid of running out. And so I feel so lucky that finally this one is available in a Polish Pickup Rewind for me to acquire another bottle. It sounds ridiculous that I have that fear of running out, but it truly is a beautiful polish, and I've loved all the other iterations that have followed, the cousins, the siblings, through Bee's Knees Lacquer. I definitely will be acquiring another bottle of this one, so this way I can use the polish, I can enjoy it, and I have a backup bottle so that I can use it and enjoy it for years and years and years to come. A quality that I love in nail polish is contrast. And here you've got the cool icy base and the heat of that shimmer running through it, the warm shimmer. This is a beautiful example of a study in contrast, contrasting colors. I have always been fascinated by this look. The overall composition of this polish as well, it's a lovely balance of the cool base color, the warm shimmer, and then the sparkle from a little bit of that hollow. This one truly is a gorgeous polish. It's a treasured polish in my own collection, and I am thrilled to finally have the opportunity to secure a backup bottle of this polish, which is pretty much the original formula. I realize in the description it does say that there could be a tiny bit of variation. These are human makers who are making their own polishes time and time again. So yes, there is a little bit of room for variation, but this is as close to the original formula as I think I could ever get. This one is a must-buy for me. This gorgeous, iconic polish is by Bee's Knees Lacquer, a lion with a thorn in its paw, 3.0. This next polish up is by Bluebird Lacquer, and this one is called How About Them Apples? The inspiration for this polish is Applejack from the original My Little Pony. And for the description, this polish has a bright red jelly base with orange gold shifting multi-chrome shimmer. Red nail polishes are one of my newest nail color loves. I used to actually avoid red nail polish. I'm generally quite hard on my manicures, and there was something about specifically chipped red nails that I just could never handle. And so I just avoided reds. I love the way it looked on other people. I love the color red itself, but there was just something about the way I wore red nail polish. I avoided it like crazy. So it's really only been in the last 2 or 3 years that I've started to grow my red nail polish collection, and I've been loving Bluebird Lacquer's red polishes, and I don't own this one. I really love how you can see that warm shimmer running through this one. It does give a little bit more of a warm, orangey type lean to the red, and I quite like that look. I'm not really picky at all with my reds in terms of whether they're a little bit cooler leaning or whether they're a little bit warmer leaning, or as true to red as humanly possible. I've really been loving them all. And I can safely say that reds are still the most underrepresented color in my nail polish collection, just because I've only really started adding them to my collection in the last couple of years. I would love to add this one. I think this is a gorgeous red, and I know that I love the Bluebird Lacquer formula. This is a red that's looking classic, but yet interesting on every skin tone as well. I think this one would be flattering, and it would be a wonderful addition to my collection. This one is by Bluebird Lacquer. How About Them Apples? This next polish up is by Cadillacquer, and this one is called Sky on Fire. Sky on Fire was originally released for the 4 Elements theme in August 2021. This one has a bright fuchsia purple base with matte red glitter in different sizes. And luckily there is no availability cap for this one. This is one of the reasons that I love Polish Pickup Rewind. This is another polish that I actually wasn't aware of at all. This one came out, again, before I knew that Polish Pickup was a thing. It came out in August 2021. I love seeing these polishes coming from makers' archives and really seeing them for the first time. Cadillacquer is a brand that never fails to impress me. I'm very lucky as a Canadian shopper that I have an incredible Canadian stockist that also allows me to secure Cadillacquer polishes quite readily. It's nailstuff.ca. I'll leave a link for that actually down in the description. My Cadillacquer collection is actually quite impressive considering I am a Canadian and this is a European brand. I've secured many of my Cadillacquer polishes through Polish Pickup itself, and also I've purchased through nailstuff.ca, ordering some of Cadillacquer's own collections. Every polish of Cadillacquer's that I've tried has impressed me. It doesn't matter what formula, what color range. Every single polish has become a favorite in my collection. What I'm loving so much about this polish right here is the fact that it's a glitter crelly with this really interesting analogous color combination. This fuchsia purple with the red glitter, these colors that appear side by side in the color wheel, they are so interesting in the way they appear on the nail. Color play is something I love so much about nail polish, and it's why it's by far my favorite cosmetic to wear. It's a non-permanent way to play around with color and combinations, and this color combination makes my heart sing. I love the way that all Cadillacer glitter Crellies seem to always have the most perfectly balanced formulas. I find that I never have to fish for the components out of the bottle. They just apply beautifully. And when you apply coat upon coat, you can kind of see it here in this swatch photo where you see a little bit of layering. I'm not sure if I can point to it over here. I love the way that you see it. People often call this like a pond effect, how you can see the layering of the different levels of glitter within that suspended base, whether you apply it in 2 coats or 3 coats. I love the way that Cadillacer's formulas give this type of result. They do it expertly. This colorway I know is completely unique in my collection, and I would love to add this one. It's so playful. I could see this one crossing lots of seasons as well. I love wearing purples in late spring, especially in May. I find there's a lot of purple flowers that come out in my part of the world, in Ontario, Canada. Also, I love colors like this. It's so happy and cheerful in the summertime. And as well, this type of a purple base, to me, screams fall too. I think I would get a lot of use out of this polish. I can tell it's a beautiful formula, and I'm loving this really unique analogous colorway. This beautiful glitter Crelly is by Cadillacer Sky on Fire. This next polish up is by Colores de Carol, and this one is called A Dangerous Beauty. The inspiration for this one is a tiger beetle. A Dangerous Beauty is a deep turquoise jelly base packed with green to blue to purple shifting shimmer and green to blue shifting magnetic pigment. There is an availability cap for this polish of only 450 being made available. I actually had to look back in my collection to see if I own this polish because this one is so strikingly beautiful. What a stunning green magnetic. Green is one of my favorite colors in life. I've been really loving magnetic polishes, although I've been wearing them less than I should, considering the number I have in my collection. It's just been a really busy last year. I'm a teacher, and it just seems like anytime I need to change my polish, I need to go with a quick application. And of course, magnetic polishes just take that little bit longer in order to get the magnetic effect that you'd like. But I had to look back in my collection to see if I own this one. If I had owned it, I definitely hadn't worn it yet, but in fact, I didn't own this one. It must have been quite a month that month for me to have cut this one from my list because I think this one is spectacular as a green lover. Interestingly enough, this one did come out quite a while ago. This one was from February 2024. I love that throughout this polish, you're getting such a beautiful range of greens. As a green lover, I couldn't appreciate that more. You're getting some of those yellowy greens showing up in certain lighting conditions and magnetic effects. And then you see this coolness of these blues and teals as well. I mean, it really is a range of green within a single bottle. So beautiful. I actually can't believe that I don't own this polish already. It was kind of embarrassing actually that I had to double check and look not just in my Lacquergram app, but also take a deep dive into my own collection and even look at my receipts through the Polish Pickup website, looking through my purchases for this month, February 2024, to see if I had bought it. And I certainly hadn't. So this one, as a green lover, is a very strong contender for me on my wish list. I think that also I would love playing with this polish in all different magnetic effects. I love that as a green lover, I have a second chance at this polish. This one is a very strong contender for me this month. This beautiful green magnetic polish is by Colores de Carol, A Dangerous Beauty. This next item up is by DRK Nails, and this one is kind of it's still a nail item, but I guess I'd call it more like a nail care item in a way. This one is their Seal Glaze Refill, and it's in quite a generous size of 35 milliliters. This would last me a little while. Going over the description here, it says, Seal Glaze was first created to prevent the top coat from bleeding over certain polish colors, violet, purple, red, etc. Seal Glaze also protects nail stamping art, but it is the best product for maintaining the magnetic effect as it stops the spreading when a regular top coat is applied. Seal Glaze has a simple formula containing a film-forming agent and an alcohol solvent, unlike nail polish. To use it over nail polish, apply a thin coat and let it dry completely, 5 to 8 minutes. After being applied, it will make the polish look cloudy, but it will clear as it dries and becomes glossy. We recommend being careful for at least 30 minutes after application. Once dry, you can apply a top coat. We recommend 3 or 5 free formulas or up for purple or other color polishes that bleed. If you use it to protect your stamping art, you can use any top coat. And then it goes on to describe a little bit more about the use. It kind of repeats what's already said throughout the description. There is a cap for this one of only 200. So I am a Canadian shopper, and it is pretty rare for me to be able to access this product. None of my local Canadian stockists carry this brand, and so this is a lovely opportunity for me to secure this item. It's something that I bought a long time ago, and so I actually, of all things, it's kind of ridiculous. I still have my original bottle, but it is nearly empty at this point. Being a Canadian shopper as well, I find that it's actually hard for me to get certain products. We just don't have access domestically to the same type of product lines that maybe you can get in other places, especially with limited number of stockists at this point. So having the opportunity to purchase an item like this one in a refill bottle feels like a gift for me at this point. I am kind of curious though, if you are familiar with this product, I'd love to know if you know of other different types of products from other brands that might do the same sort of thing. I'd love to give them a try because I do know that this product by DRK Nails is difficult for me to acquire. You can really see the lovely effect that this one has. By applying this product, it appears that the integrity of the nail polish finish remains. You don't get this type of blurring that you would see with just a regular top coat applied. It sort of provides a little bit of a buffer, a protection to the underlying nail polish color, and a clear difference compared with not applying any top coat at all. That's such a dull finish, and to me, really, anyway, I don't love not wearing top coat. Also, for longevity on my nails, I'm really hard on my manicures, as I mentioned earlier. I'm really excited to have the opportunity to purchase this. Now, the price point is a little bit hefty here at $17 US. That's quite a lot. And I think if I do go ahead and purchase this product, which I think I will, unless there's some other substitute product that I can think of that's available for me domestically, this will significantly cut into my nail polish purchasing budget this month. So I'll have to make some significant cuts. But the size of this refill bottle at 35 milliliters, this will last me quite a while. So I'm excited about that. So I'll have to think a little bit about this one for its cost. I'll do research into comparable products, maybe available domestically, but this one is very tempting for me this month. It'll last me quite a while. So this product is by DRK Nails, and this is their Seal Glaze Refill. This next item up is by Envy Lacquer, and this one is called Die Mad. This one is inspired by the Die Mad You Salty Bee meme, and I'll leave it at that. This shade is a yellow gold green shifting base with a mix of navy hollow glitters. There is an availability cap for this polish of only 400 being made available. I find that this polish is just so beautifully unique. It's got that lovely shimmery glow in the base, and then the hollow blue glitters that are suspended within it give another additional sparkle. A really lovely overall look. I have nothing like this polish. It brings to mind the pouch and wallet items that are being offered also through Polish Pickup, the Die Mad series. It's an incredible fabric. If you haven't seen it, check it out on the website. There is a great wallet being offered this month. It looks like the perfect complement to that fabric. At this point, my nail polish collection is really quite enormous. It's grown rather rapidly. So when I see a unique item like this one that makes me smile, actually this one rather makes me laugh, I can't help but add this one to my wish list. I will have to think about it a little bit in terms of how I might wear it. When a polish is this unique, I mean, I can't really pinpoint exactly when I might wear it. There wasn't that immediate search in my brain for like, I know this perfect time when I'm going to wear this polish, nothing like that. I just really appreciate its originality, its overall look. I think this one is a really interesting one. Oh, I just love that golden shift that you're seeing here with this shimmer. This one really, just the way it lights up and it glows, this really catches my attention. But I also really love that sparkle you get from the contrasting blue glitters. Really, this polish is beautiful. I think actually, I mean, my gut kind of tells me, oh, I should wear a polish like this one on a really sunny day, but maybe actually bringing a little bit of light and warmth on a rainy day with a polish like this one, it seems to illuminate itself. Like it seems to almost give off light, this polish. Like I think this would be really fun in any type of weather. Anyway, this is just such a cool polish. I'm going to have to think about this one a little bit before I leap, but I have to give this one a shout out for its originality. I do really enjoy the overall look of this one. This totally unique shimmery polish with those blue hollow glitters running through it. This one is by Envy Lacquer Dye Mad. This next item up is by Haunted Polish, and this one is their Ritual Oil called Love You, Love You. Love You, Love You is a slow burning ritual oil inspired by Angel by Massive Attack, a love letter manifested in fragrance. Soft and alluring strawberry bonbon and apple blossom spiral into dark cassis, while parchment and oak moss add a shadowy depth grounded by a whisper of cedarwood. It says, apply to cuticles, hair, or skin for nourishing moisture. This one was originally available really not that long ago, April 2026. This one does unfortunately have an availability cap to it of only 300, but it is a pretty generous size. It is a 30 milliliter bottle or 1 ounce. The scent profile of this one sounds so lovely. It's fruity, but also a little bit woodsy and earthy. I think this one would be a lovely addition to my nail care arsenal. We're coming off what was one of the most brutal winters in my life here in Ontario, Canada, and I find that my skin and my nails are still recovering from all the cold and the dryness, and I know that I really failed this year just with how busy the year was and how rough this winter was in doing some of that self-care. So I do have quite a job ahead of me this summer to try to recover the health of my nails and my skin. With a bottle this generous, I am impressed with the value that I'm seeing here. It costs $13.50 for this bottle, but it is quite a generous size of 1 ounce or 30 milliliters. That one for me is quite an acceptable cost per milliliter for a product like this one. I do hesitate a little bit because there are quite a few polishes that I would love to secure, and I could probably just get my nail care elsewhere and just enjoy the polishes, which are harder to come by for sure, being limited edition. But while I'm making my purchase, this one does sound like a lovely product. I would love to add this one to my cart. I think that I would enjoy it and use it well. This is the Ritual Oil by Haunted Polish in the scent Love You, Love You. This next polish up is by Humblebee, and this one is called Absolutely Not a Dragon. This one is inspired by dragonflies. Absolutely Not a Dragon is a turquoise base with magenta pink, orange gold, and lime green shifting aurora shimmer. This one was originally from, not that long ago actually, the Sky Creatures theme from back in March 2026. There is a cap for this one of only 500 being made available. So I have to admit, this one caught my eye and I added it to my wish list immediately just because I am a green lover. And I love, as I said earlier for another polish, I love this play in contrast. I love how you've got this nice, cool, tealy green polish, and then you've got this lovely shimmer running through it that's quite warm. So for me, this is a beautiful play in contrast. Now, as I click through these pictures though, I do wonder if I really need it. I know that I love green. I have quite a significant green nail polish collection. Do I really need this one compared to some of the other ones? I don't really know. I mean, I think I would maybe, in terms of green so far, I think I would maybe rather have the Magnetic by Coloris de Carol, but I can't deny that this one really is gorgeous. Shimmer polishes do tend to be my most worn in my collection. They are so easy to apply, unlike a magnetic that does take extra time to apply with an appropriate magnetic effect. So right there, I know that I would use this one quite a bit in my collection, but do I really need it? Is it really unique enough for my collection? I'll have to do a deep dive quickly before the shop opens to see if this one really does fill a gap in my collection, or if it's just that I like the green and I'm adding it to my wish list because of that. This really is so beautiful though. Like I love the way this one has like a fiery shimmer running through it when the sunlight hits. I think this swatch photo is such a beautiful example of that effect. It really does almost twinkle ever so slightly because of the shimmer, and it burns a little bit too. It's got that fire. It really is beautiful. I feel like I'm talking myself into it. This one is truly just a maybe on my wish list. I have to consider other polishes that I already have on my wish list, as well as other greens or teals that I already have in my collection. But I had to add this one to my wish list and give it a deeper thought. It is beautiful. This lovely teal green shimmer is by Humblebee, absolutely not a dragon. This next polish up is by Lemming Lacquer, and this one is called All I Really Want. All I Really Want is the ultimate nail polish for all you 90s grunge aficionados out there. And by the way, that is totally talking to me right now. This nail lacquer boasts a rebellious blue-violet jelly base that's as moody as your favorite 90s rock ballads, and its brilliant sapphire to violet shimmer adds an edgy twist that's perfect for your alternative style. Embrace the grunge spirit and rock your nails with this mesmerizing shade that's as iconic as the decade itself. Inspired by my favorite blue Wet n Wild nail polish, it was the first nail polish that was completely mine, and I wore it all the time as a child. The name is taken from the song of the same name by Alanis Morissette, and there is an availability cap for this one of 250. That for me is a very small availability cap, and considering that this one is very high on my wish list this month, I am going to have to consider making my purchase right when the shop opens, Friday, July 3rd at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, to be sure that I can secure this polish. This is another one of these polishes that I already thought I owned. I had to look through my own collection, look through my nail polish app, look everywhere. I couldn't believe that I didn't own this polish. I vividly remember when this one came out for the 90s grunge theme. I didn't buy it for that. Why? I have absolutely no idea. Like, budget must have totally come into play. As the description says, I am a 90s grunge aficionado. I feel like that's sort of me, like deep in my core. And I'm a Canadian, like Alanis Morissette, and this whole album, her whole discography really is just so, I don't know, it's part of the Canadian fabric. Why I don't own this polish is beyond me, especially for me too. Even getting away from the description, let's just talk about the look of this polish. Like, this is glowy and it's beautiful. It's purple and blue. This look is everything. And I'm somebody too that does not have a very good relationship with my Mooncat House of Hades bottle. For me, it takes 4 coats to apply, not worth it for me, to get anything resembling this type of a look. I would love to have a polish like this one to give me that glowy blue effect, hopefully with way better formula and results. In a way, why I still even have that House of Hades by Mooncat is beyond me. Like, it's clearly 4 coats, maybe even a 5th coat to get any results. It is like unwearable in 3 coats on my nails. Way too sheer, way too patchy. I see this and I just, like, I pine for this kind of look. It's what I had hoped for from House of Hades and I can't get with my bottle. I would love to own this one, and I'm shocked actually that I don't own this polish already. I don't know whatever happened for why I don't own it, but I don't. So this one I think is one of my very top picks this month. I would love to add this to my collection. This gorgeous purpley blue is by Lemming Lacquer, All I Really Want. This next polish up is by Lynn B Designs, and this one is called Bombastic Side Eye. Bombastic Side-Eye is a red to purple to clear to blue solar thermal filled with a rainbow of shifting flakies. It says it's inspired by the maker's turkey, Tom, and his beautiful snood. I think that's hilarious. Okay, the look of this polish is really something. The fact that this is a solar thermal and it's got all these color variations. We've got red to purple to clear to blue. It's that color range for me that had me immediately add it to my wish list. I also actually love that I think this polish has a little bit of sheerness to it. I do find that with quite a few of my Linby Designs polishes, and I really don't mind that look at all. I don't mind, for me, a visible nail line. And actually, in some ways, when you've got a polish that has this light ethereal nature, where it has this clear aspect, it's got a red to purple and clear to blue solar thermal. So there is a clear aspect to this polish anyway. I don't mind a little bit of lightness and sheerness to a polish. In fact, I think it just adds to the magical effect. That kind of cherry red pink that I'm seeing here is so beautiful. And the way it contrasts with that more bluish purpley color, I think is also really striking. I love playing with color and nail polish, and being an elementary teacher, I find it hilarious. There's often so many kids that come up to me when I'm out on yard duty in the mornings who say to me, "Can I see your nail color?" And I show them. And a couple of them who ask that question a few times even ask me, "Does it change color?" And anyway, a color like this one would just be so much fun. Like, I think it's beautiful for myself anyway. I think this would give me endless enjoyment. It's quite magical, I find, how polishes like this can change so just drastically in the sun or in the warmth. And this one being the combination of solar, thermal, and it has this lovely color range. Like, this one really appeals to me. This one is another very strong contender. I really don't know why this one wasn't on my radar when it first came out. Must have been quite a month that month, because I know I don't own this one, and wow, this one is just stunning to me. I really love this one. This beautiful solar thermal with all these lovely colors. This one is by Linby Designs, Bombastic Side-Eye. This next one up is by Nailed It, and this one is called Sugar Spun Fun. This one is a pale sky blue to purple solar UV with a strong pink to gold shifting shimmer. This one is inspired by cotton candy vending machines, and it has a cap of only 500. I vividly remember this polish because it came out not very long ago and I missed out on this one. This one sold out before I could secure it. And because the maker couldn't add additional product, I think the sales of this one exceeded everybody's expectation. It was announced very early on that this one, the maker would try to make available for an upcoming Rewind month. And here it is, just a couple of months later. This one is another top pick of mine this month. I would love to add this one to my collection. Not only is it the color changing effect, but I love the fact that it's got this golden shimmer running through it as well. There is, again, a little bit of sheerness, lightness happening to this polish, but to me, it just adds to the magic of the color shifting. This one for me would be a beautiful spring and summer polish. Again, I think the students at my school would go bananas for this one. I know I would go bananas for it too. I just love the softness of this one. It's got such a lovely color range, and then the shimmer as well gives that extra little bit of interest where I think even when it isn't changing color, I would still find this polish just utterly beautiful. Unlike the more wild color change of the solar thermal that we just saw a moment ago by Linby Designs, this one I find has maybe a little bit more wearable color range. And when I say wearable, I guess I'm sort of thinking of like work appropriate. It's got a little bit more of a subtlety. It's got this lovely blue to purple range. It's, to my eye, very wearable. It's a little bit more subtle, a little less wild, and I think that this one would be quite versatile for me. There is a little bit of sheerness happening here, but as I said, I think it adds to the beauty of this one. I am so thrilled to have the opportunity so soon after this one was first made available to purchase it after I missed out the first time. That's also a nice thing about Polish Pickup Rewind. If a product sells out way faster than anticipated, sometimes the maker takes a little bit of pity on us and offers it again really soon after it initially went on sale, so that the people who missed out have a chance to acquire this one. I feel very lucky to see this one. This one is another top contender this month. This beautiful solar polish is by Nailed It Sugar Spun Fun. This is by Polish for Days, and this is another nail care item. This is their Dewdrops offering in the scent Secret Love Spell. This product has a nostalgic blend of peach, cherry blossom, and orange, and white jasmine, and it's inspired by the iconic Y2K Victoria's Secret body spray in Love Spell. And this one does go on to describe all the wonderful benefits of dewdrops. I won't read the entire thing here because it is ultimately just a lovely, high-quality cuticle oil. But what I will go down to see is the application of this one. It does say that this one comes with a doe foot applicator. So that is a nice thing to note as well if you have preferences in terms of the way cuticle oils apply, whether you prefer a squeeze tube or a roller ball or a doe foot. This one is a doe foot applicator, and I think I like all of them really. I'm not too picky. Different applicators have different uses in my life, so for me it's just nice to know. As I said earlier with the Richu oil by Haunted Polish, I desperately need some TLC this summer for my nails to recover from a brutal winter. Also, to prep my nails for when, inevitably, summer does come to an end and we're immersed back into the cold, brutal wilds of Ontario, Canada. Just so I don't perpetuate the poor health of my nails and my skin on my hands, I really do need to pay a little bit more attention to my nail, hand, and skin care when I can, when I have the time as a teacher on summer holiday. I do have to get pretty diligent about some self-care. Eczema also tends to be something that I suffer from, especially in colder weather, and I do have some recovery still to do there as well. The items that I've added to my wish list have never caused any sort of reaction from me, even with fragrance added. So that for me is a really good thing as well. I know that for me, these are high quality, they work for me, and that is why I'm adding them to my wish list. I haven't tried this scent either by Polish for Days, or from Victoria's Secret for that matter. As a Canadian, Victoria's Secret was not available at that time in Canada, so I'm not familiar with the Love Spell scent. I would love to give it a try because I know that it is such an iconic scent of the time. This one is still a little bit of a maybe on my wish list, but because I do need to indulge in some self-care this summer, this one is still a strong contender on my wish list, but I'll have to see how the rest of my wish list shakes up. This cuticle oil is by Polish for Days. It's their Dewdrops product, and it's in the scent Secret Love Spell. This next item up is by Sassy Cat's Lacquer, and this one is called Who You Gonna Call? This one originally came out as part of September 2024's Vintage Halloween theme. This one is inspired by the Ghostbusters. Who You Gonna Call is a smoky jade with glowy magenta shimmer. There is an availability cap for this one of only 250 being made available. Sassy Cat's Lacquer is a brand that I love specifically for this type of a finish. There is something about the way they do base color with a shimmer in their shimmer polishes that for me, every single bottle I own, no matter what the color, it reminds me of the quality of sea glass. There's something magical happening in these bottles of Sassy Cats, and I've always loved the way they execute this shimmer formula. In a way, I'm not surprised to see that this one was a September 2024 Halloween offering. Halloween does tend to be a huge month for Polish Pickup, and invariably I have to drop so many things from my wish list. So for me, that is the only reason why I can see me knocking this one out of my cart. It would have been because my budget was getting too high, and this one being a shimmer, I could kind of see that during maybe a Halloween month, this one wouldn't have made the cut. But I was ridiculous to have cut it back in the day. This is totally my type of color. This polish is described as being a smoky jade with glowy magenta shimmer. For me, that exemplifies the sort of cool and warm contrast that I love in indie nail polishes. This one is another very strong contender for me this month. I love the smokiness of this base color. It's described as a smoky jade. Just the fact that it's got that grayed out aspect to it instantly for me makes it almost an all season of the year polish. I'm drawn to grayed out colors, much as I am for like neutral nude type polishes. I wear them constantly, any season of the year and pretty much for any type of occasion. The fact that this one has that added bit of contrast with the sort of greenish base, it's a cooler base, and then with the warmer magenta shimmer, the study and contrast is something I adore in indie polishes. I've never tried this particular polish before, but I know I love that almost sea glass look and finish of these Sassy Cats Lacquer shimmers. And for me also, shimmer polishes are by far the most worn in my collection. They're so easy to apply, so easy to remove, but yet they give that little bit of indie polish flair. It's that little bit of interest that a creme polish just can't give you. So for all those reasons, this one is a very strong contender. I can't wait to add this one to my collection. I think it's beautiful. This lovely grayed out shimmer polish is by Sassy Cats Lacquer. Who you gonna call? And now for the last item on my wish list. This one is by Sweet and Sour Lacquer, and it's called I'm Only Happy When It Rains. The original release for this one was March 2023, and it was inspired by the Garbage music video for Only Happy When It Rains. This one is a neon yellow-green Crelly with black, yellow, green, and pink glitters. And there's a cap of only 250 of these being made available. I can vividly remember when this one came out. At the time, this theme was really quite amazing. It was a rain-themed month. And I don't know, this one, I was watching my budget at the time, well, as I always am. But this one, I don't know, it was such an outlier and I cut it. And I've always kind of lived to regret it because, I mean, I don't wear neons all that often. I really just wear neons kind of in the summer. I could see myself wearing a kind of a pruggly-ish version of a neon though during like Halloween season. There's something kind of spooky and eerie and edgy about this one too that I think adds to its versatility and uniqueness. I don't know, like it is so out there. And it is so interesting that this one is on my wish list. It's in the last place on my wish list, just alphabetically is how I create my wish list. But I love that it was right beside that Sassy Cats Lacquer that I love for all its neutral and safe reasons and safe for work reasons. This one is totally a contrast and opposite to that. This one is in your face, it's bold, it's kind of pruggly, it's super neon, and what a wild combination of elements happening in here. Like, I love it. And this one also kind of gets my 90s heart going. I'm Only Happy When It Rains, Garbage. Like, I can remember when this song came out. I mean, Garbage was everything. I will have to think a little bit about its use in my life. I do love this one. I have nothing like it. The fact that I can still vividly remember it from the first time it came out, that fact gets me too. Like, I think I would really love having this one in my collection, even if I don't wear it every season of the year. I think this one would be one that I'd come back to though repeatedly. I don't know. It is so unique, kind of rebellious. It so embodies that moment, that music video for I'm Only Happy When It Rains. I actually want to go back and look at the video again. Like, it's a great song, incredible music video. I miss the whole music video era desperately. I can't even share with you how many hours, days, not even, like more like weeks, months of my life I spent watching music videos in their heyday. Anyway, music is such a part of my life. Ugh, I'm totally talking myself into this polish. Who am I kidding? I really like this one for like every wrong reason, every rebellious reason. It's nostalgic for me. I think I'm gonna have to say that this one is another top pick of mine this month. I don't know. I'm hemming and hawing because I'm like, is this really a smart pick? Will I really wear it that often? Who am I kidding? I love this one. And years later, since March 2023, I still vividly remember it. It's iconic to me. I don't know. I love it. I think I'm going to see this one coming home with me. This incredible neon with all this wild stuff going on. This one is by Sweet and Sour Lacquer. I'm only happy when it rains. So that's it for my 15 item wish list. It's a pretty interesting collection that I've got going on here this month. A lot of items that I can remember seeing in the past, a few items that, oh my gosh, I feel so lucky to have fall back into my lap, a couple of items that were released before I even knew Polish Pickup was a thing, a couple of items that I know I missed out on because of availability caps. I missed out when I was making my purchase the first time around. As a teacher, I have to usually wait till the end of my workday to make my Polish Pickup purchases. And at that point, some of these items with smaller caps have already sold out. So for me, it's wonderful that July is Rewind month because I'm off on holiday. I can make my purchase right at 11 if I so wish. I also have quite a few nail care items here as well. The seal glaze as well as 2 oils. Those ones I'm going to hold off on for now. I'll see how my polish picks pan out. There is a dollar amount that I'm targeting for my maximum. I want to make sure I shop within that limit for sure. I have to stay responsible. Also unique to July Rewind month, there is another feature where it says what's coming back this year. Makers not only have the opportunity to re-offer an item from the past on the Polish Pickup website, but they are also invited to recreate a Polish Pickup item from the past to offer for sale on their own websites, or sometimes through stockists. There is a feature on the Polish Pickup website that is actively being populated. Every time I click on it, I'm actually seeing new things added. But if you click here, it does go on to describe a little bit about how Rewind Month works, as well as where different items are being made available. There's always one that's exclusively being held on the Polish Pickup website, but some makers are opting to offer a second item in another place or places of their choosing. For example, I'll just scroll through one here. This is Alchemy Lacquer's offering. I'm just choosing this because it's at the top of the list. Their second offering is going to be offered on their own web shop, but also it's going to be made available at Polish and Beauty Expo, which unfortunately I can't attend this year, but it is going to be happening at Tinley Park this July. And I know it is an incredibly popular event that I hope to attend one year. Sadly, this is not the year. Dozens of amazing makers are there, and they're usually offering an additional Polish Pickup Rewind item either on their web shop or at the trade show. So that's something to keep an eye out for if you are attending. So Polish Pickup Rewind is open from July 3rd, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Daylight Time until July 6th, the end of the day, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, for your shopping pleasure. I'm wondering, are you planning on shopping Polish Pickup this month? If you are, which items are catching your eye? I'd love to know all about your top picks this month. As well, I'd love you to help me out with my wish list. I do have to cut it down quite a bit. I am wondering if some of the nail care items might be cut just because some of those polishes are just so unique and special, and I feel lucky that they've come back so I can purchase them. So we'll see how my wish list stacks up. I'd love to know all your thoughts. Please feel free to add all your comments and we can continue on the conversation long after. If you enjoy wish listing content like this, please consider giving this video a like. It indicates to me that you enjoy topics like this, and in the months ahead, I'll try my best to produce content similar to this as best as I can. As well, if you enjoy nail polish content in general, please consider subscribing. I release nail polish content as often as I possibly can, and by subscribing, you won't miss out on any of the fun. For 2026, I've had lofty goals for my channel. As I said, 2026 has been an unprecedented year for just how busy my life has been. An odd workload level this year at work, as well as some family surgeries and things like that, have made content creation just rest on the back burner a little bit. But this summer, I'm a teacher, I'm off. I'm looking forward to creating some new and fresh content for this channel, all in the nail polish realm. So I'd love to know all your thoughts about some stuff that you'd like to see in the weeks and months ahead. Thank you so much for watching this month. Happy shopping. Enjoy Polish Pickup Rewind Month. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. Take care. Bye.